Have you ever been denied something so long that you got used to not having it? Have you ever been alone so long that you stopped being lonely? Have you ever been in a crisis so long that it became your norm? When the Lord turned again our captivity, it was like a dream. And the Holy Spirit told me to tell you, you're going to dream again. When I get through bringing you out, you're going to be scared to believe it. It's going to seem like it's somebody else. When I open up a door for you, it's going to blow your mind. When I set you free, you're going to say, is that me? I don't know what to think about it. Is this my house? Could this be my job? Could this be my husband? Is that my wife? You mean you would do that for me? God said, I'm going to bless you till you're going to have to pinch yourself. God said, I'll blow your mind. I'll cause you to prosper. The contracts will close. The property will sell. The door will open.
Now, before I start anything I got to say, no matter what you hear me say, no matter what piece of information I lay out in front of you, please tag that with "cause of God." I've accomplished so much, but it's cause of God, though. My life is covered with grace and favor. You know, Bishop Jakes told me one time, when you got favor on your life, no matter what you're thrown into, you're going to always rise to the top. All of this that I have was really because of the grace of God. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If you could get a couple of things from me, if you could gather this piece of information, and I want you to get this now. Imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attractions. Your real life, the one God really got for you, is in your imagination. It is not in your current situation or your current paycheck. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. All that means is, in the beginning, you just hope something pop off. I was hoping I would get on TV. When I wrote it on the paper, it wasn't factual. It was just hope. You just got to start with the hope. Then what happened is, through grace and favor, he give you a couple of them things you hope for, and then you're supposed to start believing then. Your imagination is actually God showing you a preview of a coming attraction that he has for you. The moment you don't believe in your imagination, you negate what he got for you. God don't give you what you want. He give you what you believe.
Believe you can get what you want like a child. Make plans like an adult and believe in them like a child. Just try it.
Your problem is you keep telling your imagination to the wrong people. How many times, man, have you had a tremendous idea and you went and told it to your loved ones and your so-called friends, and they shot it down? You let them talk you out of what God got for you. Your real life is in your imagination. I'm just a real dude. I don't even have the education you all have. I flunked out of school. What I'm sharing with you is stuff that everybody can apply today. See, if you think you're too old to make it, let me give you a prime example. Colonel Sanders has been frying chicken his whole life. Colonel Sanders didn't get a franchise till he was in his 60s. As long as God waking you up in the morning, that's the sign that he ain't through with you.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what you desire. I don't know what you've been envisioning in your spirit. That if you believe God, all things are possible unto you. A lot of people, their problem is they don't want nothing. Have decided that your life is over and that if it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. But you don't want anything. When you want something, you got to go for yourself, even if the person next to you does not.
Man, you know what I'm asking God for right now? And I'm 60. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting something. God got a big life for you. The smallest scripture I ever read changed my life. You have not because you ask not. Do you know the difference that could make in your life?
Asking starts a unique process. I don't even know how it works. All I know is it works.
He says, when you pray, you want to pray for what you desire.
When the last time you really asked him for something? Or do you keep making requests that's inside the confines of your paycheck. Didn't I just tell you God ain't in your paycheck? Didn't I just tell you he ain't in your job title?
Don't ask God to help you function better in your dysfunction. Ask him for your dreams. Ask for things that even seem impossible. That's not just being hopeful, just being positive. That's your faith being released. Take the limits off of God.
I do not live my life in the confines of what anybody says to me. So now, if you have not because you ask not, do you understand if you up your ask, he has to up his give? You can start this today and change your whole game because you're going to need grace and favor anyway. But you got to ask for something. Quit asking God for little bitty stuff. Lord, help me make my rent. You up your ask, he up his give. This ain't a magic trick, man. I have asked God for some tremendous stuff. Everything he hasn't given to me is on the way. I have no doubt about it.
Believe you receive it. I got it right now. I receive it in my spirit. I'm walking in it. I'm laying out plans. I'm picking out stuff, getting ready. I received it in my spirit, and I'm going to have it in my life. Believe. This will change your life. Somebody just shout, I believe. Believe you received it, and you should have it. If you have to force yourself to believe it, then maybe you should realize that just because you desire it doesn't mean you should have it. Think of the things that you forced your way into, and then you had to cry your way out of. You got what you wanted, but you didn't want what you got. He is saying you receive it in your spirit before you receive it in your life.
What I've found is God's plan has always been better than my plan. One day, when you see what God was up to, you'll thank him for not answering those prayers. If it's supposed to be yours, you can rest assured nobody else will get it.
You cannot have prosperity in the natural until you receive it in your spirit. The reason some of you are broke is that you have a broke spirit. It comes in your spirit before it comes in your life.
You got to have a tremendous work ethic to be successful in here. It's going to be a lot of trying times. So you have to have a tremendous work ethic. Faith without works is dead.
Lord, I thank you for passion. I thank you, Lord, that I never went through anything that got so bad that it took my fight away. I cried, but I didn't quit.
Don't seek the blessing, seek God. Keep him first place, and the blessing will seek you.
Are there any God seekers left? I see the money seekers, but are there any God seekers left and say, all I want is you? I've enjoyed convincing you that you're nothing, you're never going to be nothing, you came from nothing, and you'll never get out. You'll never be loved, you'll never be happy, you'll never be blessed, you'll never be free, you'll never get yourself together, you will never be nothing. I've enjoyed attacking him. As long as you stay over there and this stays over here, everything will be all right. But the moment you try to break away from where you came from and take over new territory, that's when all hell breaks loose in your life. What you fighting didn't start with you. Go back in your family. That devil's been in that territory for a long time. He doesn't want to leave the region. That devil isn't interested in you. He's interested in your territory. He's interested in your region. He's after your turf. He's after your stuff. There's something that you have that he wants, and he doesn't care about you. He says, I can use her. I can use a pig. I can use a goat. I can use a dog. I can use her sister. I can use his brother. I can use somebody close to them. It sounds like somebody else in here has had some lying voices whispering in your ear, telling you what you can't do and what you can't be and what you can't have. And if you don't do it with me, it can't be done. The devil is a lie. You need to abort every voice that says you can't do it, you can't have it, you can't be it, you'll never get up, you'll never survive. The devil is a lie. Abort that thing. Push it out. Or it ain't gonna be no Holyfield fight. dancing around. Oh no, I'm gonna bite you. I'm gonna kick you in your eye. I'll fight like a wild animal. I didn't come this far to let you take my stuff. You have accepted some things as normal and adjusted your way of life to accommodate something that was never meant to be. If you don't possess what's yours, the enemy will possess your land. See, when you start running from one thing, you're going to keep running from everything. That's why you need to stop running and face whatever you got to face and deal with whatever you got to deal with. Because if you run from Pharaoh, you're going to run from the serpent. You're going to run from love. You're going to run from life. You're going to run from responsibility. You're going to run. When are you going to stop running? This is a marching legion of enemies that are coming against you to bring you down. You think I'm going to roll over and play dead while you take over my stuff? The devil is a lie. I will fight you. I don't need no fancy fight. I mean, I'll claw and kick and scratch and bite your nose. I'll fight you. When he got through messing with your daddy, now he's going to mess with you. When he got through messing up your sister, now he's after you. But I came to serve notice on the devil today. It stops right here. I'm going to fight for the territory. Somebody who's in a fight, give God a praise right now. And as long as you were a spectator, the devil was all right with that. But the moment you start raising your head and worshiping God, all hell breaks loose. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? You got to hear this. Mean you just gonna sit there and let the enemy take your stuff? You do recognize you're in a fight. See, because most church people don't know that they're in a fight. They've been saved, but their mentality is so carnal that they just think stuff happens. Nothing just happens. Everything came from somewhere. Everything had a genesis. Everything had a beginning. It didn't just happen. That thing was sent against you. It was sent against you. I don't care what the doctor says, what the nurse says, what the bookkeeper says. I don't care what you read in the Wall Street Journal about the economy. The devil is a lie. That spirit was sent. And you sitting up here with your dressed up self, acting like, well, whatever happens, happens. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. You have accepted some things as normal and adjusted your way of life to accommodate something that was never meant to be. You mean you just gonna sit there and let the enemy take your stuff, take your life, take your family, take your son, take your daughter, take your grandkids? You just gonna lay back and let him have your job, have your influence, have your business? You just gonna hand it over without a fight? You're not going to fight or nothing. You're not going to do spiritual warfare. You're not going to fight in the spirit. You're not going to go into the end. You're just going to let him have your territory, you better fight for your territory. I don't care what it is, your legs, your arms, your toes, your kids, your company, your finances. I don't care what it is, you gotta fight for your territory. You have to fight to keep your eyesight. You have to fight to keep your energy. You have to fight to keep your movement. I mean, you have to fight for stuff that you used to take for granted. My God, do you hear what I'm saying to you? I say, I will fight. Don't you think for 1 minute that I won't fight. Don't you think I won't fight. Just because I'm 12 don't mean I won't fight. David was a boy when he killed Goliath. Don't let the fat fool you. I'm fat, but I'll fight. I'm gray-headed, but I'll fight. I'm a woman, but I'll fight. I'm an old man, but I'll fight you right now. Dad, oh my God, I mean, I'll fight you right now.
You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something.
If you're willing to decide what you want, believe it's possible, consciously envision the future, feel the feelings of what it would feel like if you had achieved this goal, you can have anything, and then you take action, both obvious actions and inspired action. You can do anything.
You get scared sometimes. Your mind will go blank on you. Some people you will allow to unnerve you, and you wonder, what's wrong with me? I'm not crazy. That's why you've got to learn to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to stand up inside yourself. Working on yourself, watching that inner dialogue, it will determine the quality of your life. Next thing is that you've got to activate the thinker in you. Don't allow your emotions to control you. We are emotional, but you want to begin to discipline your emotion. If you don't discipline and contain your emotions, they will use you.
You know, have what you want. It is so painful to sit there and know that you didn't get what you wanted.
If you're going to be successful in creating the life of your dreams, you have to believe that you are capable of making it happen. You have to believe that you have the right stuff and that you're able to pull it off. And whether you call it self-esteem, self-confidence, or self-assurance, it's a deep-seated belief that you have what it takes, the abilities, the inner resources, the talents, and the skills to create your desired results.
What changes people is when your should becomes a must. When suddenly the thing you said should happen has to happen. That's when human beings change.
Thing you really have in your life is time, and if you invest that time in yourself to have great experiences that are going to enrich you, then you can't possibly lose.
Focus on one thing, make it your priority, and stick with it no matter what.
If you want to know how to decide if a career opportunity is a good one, there are several things you have to take into consideration. Number one, does it make your heart sing? The number one feedback system that you are given at birth is joy. If you're not experiencing joy as you think about doing something and as you pursue doing it, then it's off course for you.
Accept where you are. and the responsibility that you're going to take yourself where you want to go. Someone said we have two primary choices in life. We can either accept conditions as they exist, or we can take the responsibility to change them. See, a lot of people want to exempt themselves from taking responsibility. All they want to do is talk about the problem. Every time you see them, they'll tell you their story over and over and over and over again.
But the real truth is that there's only one person responsible for the quality of your life, and that person is you.
All of us experience pain. My challenge, don't just go through it, grow through it. That difficulty is an opportunity to get stronger, to develop character, to gain new confidence. Anybody can give up. Anybody can let it overwhelm you. But you know what that's doing? Wasting your pain. That pain is not there to stop you. It's there to prepare you, to increase you, to develop you.